So today, title of the class is a goal pose in Studio Naim, and I chose, instead of a goal pose, to take a goal sequence. On the way there, of course, because it's a sequence, we'll have few poses, but mostly it means that we're going to learn a bit technique, and the sequence is going to be on one leg. So look at the screen so that you can see what I'm showing, okay? Because this is the main thing we're going to walk to. So when we stand on one leg, we tend to, when I lift the leg, the opposite leg, the tendency is to fall and drop the knee inward. Now that's not a problem to do that intentionally, but when I do it without intention, then I'm just falling into fatigue and weakness of the muscles. So what we will try to do is to align the work of the knee, the work of the hip, and the work of the foot and the ankle. Okay, so for that we need to know the points of the foot a bit better. We need to practice the control of the knee better. Okay, so that's what mainly the sequence will be about. And beside that, we're going to walk the ranges or the active ranges of moving our hip all around. So it's going to be fun, it's going to be good, and it will involve some technique and self-attention. So get a belt or something like a belt, תביאו רצועה או משהו כמו רצועה, and get a block or something like a block, like a thick book. Okay. And whenever you're ready, whenever you have the props, then come into Vajrasana. So sit on your heels with your feet pointed. If you cannot sit all the way on your heels, take a pillow in between your heels and your butt and relax your hands on your thighs. Lift your head up. Soften your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Take a few deeper breaths to awaken your mind to your body. As you expand your breath in, notice that you breathe forward like backward, down like top, and right like left. Really expand the capacity of your lungs balloons. In each exhalation, you'll notice the potential to relax. Don't lose shape, don't lose form. Then lift your hands up, make fists, squeeze your hands a lot as if you're squeezing a lemon, and then relax the squeeze. Take your hands under your belly, so place the fists under your belly. Take the knees together unless you're doing pregnancy. If you're pregnant, then release your hands and simply fold forward. But if not, take the hands under the belly and then lift your belly over your fists and slowly round forward, round your back. Try to keep your sit bones heavy to your heels. Allow your elbows to separate toward the floor. Widen the back of your shoulders. Widen your wings away from the center of the midline. If your head doesn't go all the way to the floor, you simply don't need to get it all the way to the floor. And take a few breaths here. If it doesn't feel great, it shouldn't, right? Maybe it doesn't feel great. Just if it doesn't feel great, don't push a lot. Perhaps step or beat away from the press. Allow the back of your neck to lengthen, the sit bones to get heavy. And slowly, on your pace, round yourself back up. Wave yourself back up. Lift your hands to the navel region or slightly above the navel. Again, the two fists, the punching facing your belly. Move your shoulders apart. And again, round your back. See that I'm keeping my sit bones on the floor. שימו לב שאני משאיר את עצמות הישיבה, keeping my sit bones on my heels. So I'm not lifting and arching my spine forward. I'm rounding my back. And again, notice this sensation
If it's painful or sharp, and of course don't push into it. Step away a bit from the press, but try to not give it up completely. And then again, once more, slowly round yourself up. And then make your fingers sharper and palpate the rib cage and go just below the rib cage. Try to relax your belly enough so that you can place your fingertips inside your ribs toward your lungs. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slowly round yourself forward as you relax your belly more, round your back more. And notice how your fingers can actually press in more. And allow that to be mostly the weight of your body, less the walk of your hands. Allow your elbows to drop toward the floor. And again, notice your breath and expand your breathing. I'm not expecting anything specific, not a specific result. I'm placing my attention toward what I'm having, toward what is the experience so that I can learn from. And on your next in-breath, again, slowly round yourself up and release your hands down to the sides. Move back to the sit bones and have a seat. Now, as you sit, take your legs in front of you and take the feet as close as you can without your heels lifting off the floor. Lean back on your hands comfortably. Now look at your toes and lift your big toes up. Lift the big toes up and push the rest of your toes down to the floor. Then try to do the opposite, push the big toes down and lift the rest of your toes off the floor without falling with your outer arch up. So keep the outer foot flat to the floor, lift the rest of the toes up. Then again, press the 4 toes down, lift the big toes up, and it might not happen right away, but if it doesn't happen, then good that you're being offered to practice it. And then push the big toes down, lift the rest of the toes up without lifting the outer foot off the floor. And repeat that again. So on your pace, push the 4 toes down, lift the big toes up without falling to the outer foot, without lifting the mound of the big toe and the inner heel off the floor. And then push the big toes down and lift the rest of the toes up. And release that, straighten your knees forward. Now a bit easier task. Squeeze your toes in as if you're holding something with your toes, and then open your toes apart and face the toenails as if they're facing your face. And again, squeeze your toes in and try to squeeze as hard as you can. And then open your toes apart and take them toward your face, so the toenails facing your face. And again, squeeze in as hard as you can, and open your toes, face them toward your face. Last one, squeeze the toes in as strong as you can, as if you can squeeze more, and then open the toes and face them toward your face. Then begin to circle your ankles. So simply make ankle circle. And as you circle your ankle, what I want you to see is that you're not moving your knees. So imagine your kneecaps holding 2 glasses of water, and you're not moving the glasses of water off your kneecaps. And in that limitations, you're trying to move your ankles in circles. So it might be a bit of a task, but try to see if you can get it and get the opposite direction. So I'm not moving the kneecaps. My kneecaps are facing up as I'm circling my feet, circling my ankle joints.
and release. Then sit with your left leg in and wrap the right leg with your right arm and hold the left hand over your right knee. Now lift your right leg just a bit, and what you're going to do is slowly, without falling with your spine back, try to straighten your knee as much as you can, and then bend the knee. Repeat that a few times. Straighten the knee as much as you can without compensating with the spine. So the spine stay as is when you straighten and bend the knee. Last one. And switch sides. So left leg, wrap the left arm around, hold the left knee, and lift the left foot just off the floor. Lift your head up, soften the gaze, and slowly, a few times, try to straighten the knee as much as you can without compensating with your pelvis and spine. So without falling back in your lower spine, rounding your upper back more, just keep it as it is when you're trying to straighten and bend the knee. Last one. Release. Now again, wrap the right leg around. So take again the right foot, the right leg. Now the second motion of the knee can straighten, extend, and flex, and the knee can as well rotate. So the tibia, the shin bone, can move on the knee. So notice that you're not rotating your thigh, your knee is not moving, the kneecap is not moving, and try to rotate your shin bone and foot as high as much as you can to the right, and then as much as you can to the left. And if it doesn't respond right away, take time, relax, and try to see what you can feel and make motion of. Rotate the leg out, the shin bone out, rotate the shin bone in. Now what you're going to do is combine the extension flexion with your knee. So rotate your leg out, move a bit towards straightening, rotate your leg in, and bend the knee. Rotate the shin bone out, straighten the knee just a little bit, rotate the shin bone out. Notice you're not moving your thigh bone, and bend the knee. Now keep the shin turning in, go towards straightening just a bit, turn the shin bone out, and bend the knee. Turn the shin bone in, try to really feel the shin bone facing in, straighten the knee or go towards straightening, turn the shin bone out, and bend the knee. Release, switch sides. And so what we're doing is conditioning to our joints of the legs so that they can actually move in the direction they wish to move. So again, try to see that you're not turning your thigh in and out. When you turn your shin bone in, turn your shin bone out. You can even take fingers on the shin bone, on the bony part, and see that that actually moves, and the thigh bone isn't rotating. So the thigh bone is the upper leg. So your upper leg doesn't move, it's only the bottom, only what's under the knee. And then begin to combine it. So turn the shin bone out, straighten just a bit, not all the way, turn the shin bone in without turning the thigh bone in, and bend the knee. Turn the shin bone out, so externally rotate your tibia, straighten or go towards straighten, turn the shin bone in, and take it to flexion. Then keep the shin bone turning in, go towards straightening, turn the shin bone out, bend the knee, turn the shin bone in, go towards straightening, turn the shin bone out, and bend the knee. Then release that and come into downward facing dog. I'm going to take it relatively slowly today, as if we're rushing. We're not rushing anyhow. Relax the head in between your arms. Make your arms strong like steel. Hug the muscles to the bone. Widen the shoulder blades. And push the floor away from you, not to extend in your chest, more rather to lengthen in your spine. More vertebrae moves away from the vertebrae below and above. Anchor down to your feet.
Soften the eyes, the jaw, the muscles of your face. And bend the knees down to the floor. Now what I want you to do is to go to the wall, and when you go to the wall, take the belt or the prop you took with you, and you're gonna take the whole foot, meaning the inner heel, the outer heel, the mound of the big toe, and the mound of the outer toe, and the toes themselves, and you're gonna glue it to the wall, okay? So go, take your left leg foot, take your left foot, and glue the outer heel, the inner heel, the mound of the little toe, the mound of the big toe, place them on the wall, and the toes on the wall, when the toes and the kneecaps, the kneecap is facing up. Then keep yourself pressing the wall with your whole left foot and lie down on the back. Keep your left leg, the left heel, the left front foot pressing into the wall, and wrap the belt over your right foot and reach with your right leg up toward the hamstring stretch, Supta Pada Angushtasana. Now, I'm wrapping the belt over the top of the heel, so the front of my right heel, and I'm imagining that I have another kind of a wall next to my right foot, or as if my right foot is actually on the ceiling. Relax the back of the head, the back of your lungs. Feel the back of the right lung spreading on the floor like the left. Notice that you're not making a lot of effort in your upper arms. You can actually straighten your elbows and hold as high as you can to the belt. Push with your foot into the belt. So I'm using the belt mostly as something to press against to, like I'm using the wall against my left foot mostly as something to press against to, and not something to hold my leg passively there. And then hold both sides of the belt with your right hand. Keep the left leg as is, so your left kneecap facing up. Feel that, yeah, feel that. The left heel is anchoring, the mound of the big toe, the mound of the outer toe, and slowly open your right leg out to the right, so open the inner thigh, and notice that you're not twisting your belly to the right, twist your abdomen to the left. And if it doesn't work, then simply do less. So try to see if you fall to the right, if your left foot is losing the wall grip, when you open your right leg to the right, then simply do less. Simply try to take your right leg a bit less toward the floor. You can even bend the knee. If your right leg is not 90 degrees in your hip joint, it will be very hard to keep the leg up there. So you can bend the knee a little bit. Not important to straighten it now. It's important to get the left leg engaged to the wall, the awareness and the sensation you get from the left foot and the touch of the wall. Take just a breath in. Push down into the wall, push forward into the wall, and then lift your right leg up. Keep the left foot as it is, hold both sides of the belt with your left hand, and open your right arm to the right. Now, don't twist your pelvis to the left. Keep the left foot as is to the wall. Keep your left kneecap facing up. Engage the muscles to maintain that. And move your right leg as much as you can to the left without lifting your right hip off the floor. So keep your pelvis facing up to the ceiling. Keep your left kneecap facing up. Keep the left foot engaged on the wall. And push the right leg into the belt. Stretch your outer right thigh. Then inhale, lift your right leg back up to the ceiling and release the right leg into the wall. And lie down in Supta Tadasana. So both feet are pressing softly against the wall. Now when you do 100% of your ability, you're not able to listen better or as good as you were if you do 20% of your effort. So it's a combination. Your effort and your motivation is a combination between how much you're able to pay attention when you work hard. So therefore, I'm gradually building my effort. For example, here, pressing the 4 points of each foot into the wall. And I'm slowly, gradually building my effort As I'm being able to pay attention, I can perhaps raise my press from 20% to 30% to 50% and on. Keep the right foot pressing against the wall like so. Take the left knee in, lift your head, wrap the belt over the front of your left heel and lift your left leg up toward the ceiling. Keep the right kneecap facing up, the inner heel, outer heel of your right foot pressing to the wall, the mound of the big toe and the big toe itself, the mound of the outer toe and the outer toe itself. And if you get tired because it activates the muscles of your legs, then great, you're doing kind of the right thing. It's not like a relaxation practice now. It's a relaxation practice if you are able to relax. Keep pressing down and forward into the wall and push with your left foot up against the belt as if the foot is pressing against the ceiling. Take a breath so that you're able to monitor your effort. And then hold both sides of the belt with your left hand. Again, if your left leg is here, like away from your belly, it's not in the 90 degrees, I would recommend you bend the knee until you're able to take the thigh bone to be perpendicular to the floor, like a traffic light. And then keep the right knee facing up, open the left leg out to the side, only as much as you're able to maintain stability. So keep your navel facing up, stretch your inner thigh slowly, keep the right foot in contact with the wall. Notice that your outer foot wants to be lighter now, so the mound of the little toe of your right foot tends to be lighter now. Press your outer foot into the wall, the right outer foot. Take just a breath in here. Exhale, keep the outer right foot against the wall and slowly inhale, lift your left leg up. Hold both sides of the belt with your right hand. Open your left arm out to the side. Now again, we're not twisting the spine here, only moving the left thigh bone in adduction. So moving the left thigh bone slowly toward the right, keeping the right kneecap facing up. And notice how the mound of the big toe tends to be weaker now with the grip to the wall. Push the mound of the big toe into the wall. Push the inner heel into the wall. Notice how your inner thigh is not falling asleep. Keep the inner thigh awake through the walk of the foot. And then slowly lift your left leg up. Release the belt off the foot and move the belt to the side. Take the knees in. Squeeze well in, round your back up, and then roll back and forth on your spine. Massage your spine a few times against the wall, against the floor. Try to round through the whole back. And then slowly come to a seated position. So take, and now you don't need the wall anymore. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit in a cross-legged position and take the hands to the sides of you to support you on the floor. Now what I want you to do is lean to the left just as much as you need to so that you can lift your right knee off the floor, right foot off the floor. Then, and if you can do it without your hands, take the hands to the sides. Imagine you're squeezing two tennis balls and engage the muscles all the way to your lower belly. Then you can do it like that or with your hands on the floor as a regression. Then move the right leg open out to the side. Then slowly rotate your leg in without pushing your abdomen forward. Then move your right knee as much as you can back behind you. Look at the right leg and try to make the right foot as high as your right knee. Then move the right leg more behind you, move the spine forward, and then slowly come back and rotate the leg in. Take the hands to the floor, lean, move the left leg in front of the right leg. Lean to the right, and again, use the hands against the floor or lift your arms and squeeze your hands as if you're squeezing two tennis balls. Lift the left knee up toward the chest, so hip flexion at the left thigh. Then
external rotation and abduction. Open the left leg out to the side. Then slowly try to keep the left side of your waist long, to lean as the least you need to the right, and lift the left foot as high as you can. Try to not move the left foot lower than your left knee, and then slowly extend the left thigh bone back. Try to lift your spine up, left thigh bone back, and then slowly turn back to the seat. Switch sides. Last one. So we do it just once more. Lift the right knee up. עכשיו, your spine is trying, it needs to move to compensate. Try to compensate less. Okay? So try to make it mainly the walk and the action of your right hip. So compensate the least you need to. Turn the leg in and keep the spine up. And then slowly move forward. Again, great control. So when you feel this contraction, switch side. When you feel the hip walk a lot, it's not a bad thing. Okay? It's a great thing. Okay? You gain more and more and more control over the ranges of your hip. Move the left thigh back. Try to lift the foot higher than the knee without placing the knee down to the floor. And then slowly come forward. Place the right leg in front of the left leg. Cross your shins in the midline like Sukhasana. Foot and knees are aligned. Move the flesh of your butt back. Then keep your head up, chest up, walk your hands forward. Take 2 breaths. And from here, the seated sequence, try to go back into inhale for 5, exhale for 10. So count your breath. Inhale to the count of 5, exhale to the count of 10. Count as slow or as fast as you need to. Walk a bit to the right, keep your spine up. Twist your belly from the left to the right. Keep your head up and reach and lengthen through your arms forward. Inhale 5, exhale 10. Soften the eyes, steady the eyes to one point. Come back to center. Lift your spine up. Lean back. Fold your knees in. Keep your hands back behind you or progress. Lift your arms out to the sides. Keep that or take your feet together to touch. Keep that or keep your knees together to touch. Then keep that or take your shins parallel to the floor. Without compensating in your spine, perhaps straighten the knees. Navasana. Take a breath in. And then take the left leg in front of the right leg. Keep the feet and the knees aligned. So cross your shins in the middle. And then slowly walk yourself up and forward. So notice you're not doing this. Yeah? You're up. You're spacious in your spine. Walk forward. Inhale 5, exhale 10. Sit bones heavy. Ribs moving back, sit bones moves heavy. A bit over to the left. Move into side flexion, so move your hands, head, chest to the left, and also twist in your belly, ribs, and chest more from the right to the left. Keep your right sit bone very well anchored to the ground. Soften the eyes, inhale 5, exhale 10. Expand your lungs as slow as you can to all directions. Now slowly walk back up, forward to the center. Lean back, take the hands behind you, take the knees in. Stay here with your hands, or progression, lift your arms up. Another progressions of the arms is lift your arms up. Then keep that, or take your feet together. Keep that, or keep progressing knees together. Keep that station, or take the shin bones parallel. Stay in that station, or straighten your knees. Lift up the chest, take a breath in. And exhale, fold the knees, take your feet flat to the floor. Use your hands or not, pull yourself up into a squat and lift up to stand. Now, take the block and place it in between your feet. Now, the block or a thick book. Now, bend over to your feet for a moment and lift up the inner arches and lean on the outer arches of your feet. Now, what I want you to do is, with your thumbs, touch the mound of the big toe. So, massage it for a bit. Push and massage the big toe itself, so the place of the big toe which facing the floor usually. Then simply touch with your fingers on the inner heel. Feel the softness of your inner heel. And then glue that part down to the floor, the mound of the big toes and the big toes themselves and the inner heel, and lift. Take the shin bones, take your knees together and lift your outer feet off the floor. And then simply touch the flash of the mound of the outer toe, the outer toe, the little toe itself, and touch the outer heel. So for most of you, it's a good stretch for the spine as well. And then push the outer heel, push the mound of the outer toe, push the outer toe, the little toe itself. Keep the big toes touching the block, press the big toes and the inner heels down. Now stand up, take your hands to your heart and close your eyes. We're taking a minute for you to try and listen to the feedback you get from your feet. Notice where you bury the weight. Of course, it's dynamic. Of course, you move here a bit. But what is your ability today to push the inner foot, inner heel, mound of the big toes themselves? And what is your ability to control the little toe, the mound of the little toe, and the outer heel? As well as checking when you anchor and you pay attention to your inner foot, what you might experience in the motion of your thighs, shin bones, knees. When you are more awake and thinking about your outer feet, what tends to happen in your hips, thighs, and knees, if you feel a difference. And then slowly release your hands. Inhale, lift your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, keep your left foot pressing down against the floor, the four corners of your foot, and lift your right leg, right knee up. Now notice the tendency, what tends to lift right away, and then hold the foot, lift it as high as you can to the tree pose, to Vrikshasana, and take your hands to your waist, like a Superman hold. Now, lean with your hips to the left, as if you're holding a baby on your left hip, and then push your left foot down and take your hip back to the center. Lean to the left, as if you're holding a baby on the left. Notice how your outer foot becomes heavy, how the inner foot becomes light, and then push more through the inner foot and lift up, take your hip back to the center. Last one, lower, move your hip to the left, sag your hips to the left, and push down through the inner foot, lengthen up through the lines of your thigh, and then lift your arms up, inhale. Soften the eyes, breathe in. And exhale, lower the arms and lower your right foot next to the block. Now root down, push down through all four corners of your right foot. Lift your left foot up into the thigh. Okay. Now keep rooting down through all four corners of your foot. Steady the eyes to one point in front of you. Take your hands either to your hips or perhaps it will be easier like so. So as if you're walking on a slack line. And then move your hips to the right, so sag your right leg like a pizza tower to the right. And then notice how your outer foot just became heavier. Inner foot is light. Push down, glue down to the inner foot. Notice how your inner thigh engage, outer thigh engage. Lift up more to center. Collapse. So parenthood. And freedom. Again, baby. Of course, I'm kidding. And back up. Last one, sag. And lift up, push against your left foot and rise up. Lift the arms up. Breathe down into your lower back, into the back ribs, into the side ribs. And exhale, lower slowly through your left foot. Now move the books or the blocks to the sides. Let's try first time the sequence we're doing today, the peak sequence. We'll do it once and then we'll do it soon later. So open your feet a bit more than usual, bend the knees, and then lift your arms out to the side and a bit forward. Shift the weight into the left leg, push down into the left foot. Notice the four corners of your foot, and shift the weight into the right foot. Really move the weight of your body. And again, shift the weight into your left leg. Notice the tendency to collapse to the left. Try to avoid that. Shift the weight without moving your hips to sag. And shift your weight to the right leg without sagging your hips to the right. Push down instead. Then the next time, shift the weight into your left leg. Lift your right knee up. Open your arms apart. Then slowly open your right leg out to the right. Try to keep your left knee facing toward the second, third toes. We're going to work a lot on that. Now rotate your right leg in like we did in the seated position. And then slowly move your right leg back. Try to keep your spine up. Now keep and lift, open your right knee further up toward the ceiling. And then slowly rotate both arms down, move your right knee to face back, and lift your right foot as high as you can. And again, try to keep your spine up. Then slowly lift your right knee back up toward your chest, lift your arms up, and lower your right foot down to the floor. Shift the weight back to the left foot. Shift the weight back to your right foot. Then lift your left knee up and open the arms. Now again, keep lifting the left knee as high as you can without falling in your spine back. Then open your left knee out to the left. Turn the left thigh in as much as you can without shortening the left side of your body. Try to lift your left foot as high as your left knee. Then keep your spine facing up and turn a bit more toward the center, the front of the mat, and move your left knee back behind you and as high as you can. Keep the foot up like the knee. And then slowly turn both arms, or perhaps right arm even higher, and try to turn the left knee to face back or down and lift the thigh up, lift your head up. Then slowly lift your left knee back up and exhale, lower your left foot down. Now a bit of the motion of the arms. So let's free the legs for a little bit. Begin to circle your arms. So let's do it only with one hand. Take one hand, left hand to the lower belly. Hold a glass of water with your right hand. Open your right hand out to the right. Keep the glass of water. Take your right hand over your head. Keep holding the glass of water. Move your right hand forward. Keep holding the glass. Move the right hand under the armpit. Forward, out to the right, over your head, in front, forward, and under the armpits. Keep moving like so. And remember, you're not really holding a glass of water. So fuck that if the glass of water drop a bit. Just have it as a direction or a sense of direction for the motion we're having. Move slow or move faster. Now I can make it very big, or I can move it and make it very small. I'm looking for fluidity. Softening the eyes, allowing the arm to learn the movement and slowly move almost by itself. And then taking the right hand when it comes forward, wrapping, changing the direction, taking the right hand to the belly. Left hand glass of water, open to the left. Over the head, in front of you. Back under the armpit and forward. Bidyuk. Over the head, forward, under the armpit, bidyuk, and forward. Keep the head up, make a soft smile on your eyes. Relax the weight into the feet, relax tensions down into the floor, into the ground, and keep the rotation of the arm. And again, now after you understood the motion, I'm not really caring about if the glass of water, if we really hold it. So you can imagine it's empty so that you can make smaller motion. You see, I make the same thing just smaller, I make the same thing just bigger. The back of the ears are flying up, the chin is soft in. Then on the next time your hand comes forward, you change the direction and you move your left hand into the belly. Take a breath in, down into your hands. Exhale, keep yourself long, keep the back of the head lifted, and then inhale. Open both of your arms, move over the head. Move in front and under the armpits. Open to the side, over the head, under the armpits, and out you go. Keep the motion. We can take this direction for a few more seconds. Allow your spine to round with your arms, so begin to wave your spine more. Soften the eyes, and then on the next time you're going to change the direction. The arms moves out to the side and then whoosh, gather in. Under the armpits, over the head, and right back in. Notice how your breath enjoys the massage to the lungs. And then on the next time you open your arms over the head, out to the side, taking them into the belly, take a breath in and breathe out. Now, take your feet almost together and hold that book in between your shin bones. Then, what you're gonna do is balancing the book. If it's a book, so better be like so. So holding the block or holding the book in between your shin bones. Now press the shin bones in and notice how your inner foot becomes grounded. Keep pressing in and keep the outer foot, outer heel, outer toe rooted as well. Bend the knees, move your hips back, your arms forward. And notice again, shin bones pressing in, inner foot become grounded, but what happens to the outer foot? Grounded as well. Slowly dive forward into a forward bend. Round your spine, take the gaze into the nose. Inhale, keep ground into four corners of the foot. Press the shin bones in, move the hips back, and then shift the weight into the hands and hop few times back into plank position. Imagine your feet are pressing against a wall. Hug the shin bones in. Push all eight points of the feet into the imaginary wall. And then slowly stretch back into downward facing dog. Push your hands down, widen your shoulders, root down. Even if your heels are not close to the floor, hug the shin bones in and feel the inner heel push down like the outer heel. Mound of big toe anchor down like mound of outer toe. And lift the heels, bend the knees, and hop a few times or one time forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift all the way up, bend the knees, Utkatasana, move your hips back, and exhale, lower your arms. Inhale, sit back, hug in through your shin bones, mound of the big toe heavy, inner foot heavy, but outer foot as well. And come over your legs, round your back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, jump or hop slowly back into the plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale in the dog pose. Exhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, and hop a few times or one time forward. Bend the knees, lift halfway up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift all the way up. Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the knees and move the block off your way. Now, take your belt and make a loop in the belt, or take a rope or something like a rope or a blanket or a towel, and let's see how it goes when you tie it over your legs. So you want to make borders just above your knees. If you have a yoga belt, then it will go simply like that. And if you don't, then I'll give you more options for the beginning, okay? So if you don't worry. If you're just like messing there with the towel, then fuck it, just throw it to the side. If you do have the belt, then push the belt out with your thighs, anchor to the inner foot like the outer foot. Now, if you don't have this prop, then take your hands on your outer thighs and make border to your outer thighs. So push your thighs out into your hands and push your hands into your thighs. So give resistance to your thighs when they're pressing out. Now look at your kneecaps, look at your toes. And what I want you to do is push out the thighs against your hands or out against the belt. Move your butt back, sit back. And as you push out your thighs, notice that you keep the inner foot heavy to the floor. You keep the knees directed toward the second, third toes for today. So use your hands or use the belt for that. Now, if you're not using your hands, you can use your hands, make fists to have more strength, and then slowly lift your right heel and keep your left knee facing the second, third toes. Try to lift your right foot off the floor. So keep the hip hugging in, keep the left inner foot heavy like the outer foot, keep the kneecap direction, and slowly lower the right foot down. Keep your right leg pressing out against the belt and lift the left foot up, turn the kneecap facing to the same direction as your middle toes, lower down to the left foot. Now shift the weight into your left leg. Again, if you do it with your hands against your thighs, something to push against too. So when you push your thigh out or against the belt or the hand, your hip will suck in. And push down into the inner foot like the outer foot. And last one of these, move your right leg down, turn the kneecap to face the same direction as your toes, and slowly lift your left foot up. Move your hip back, chest forward, and slowly lower down. Now inhale, squat with the use of your hands or just the belt. If you have a belt, lift your arms up. Then if you don't, take your hands to the sides of the thighs. Push the thighs out against your hands and bow forward. Round your back. Now keep pushing out your thighs against your hands. The hands in and root down through all four corners of your feet. Inhale, lift your head up, chest up. Exhale. Now you have to leave your hands to the legs, to the floor, and hop back. Downward facing dog. Now in down dog, push the thighs out against the belt. If you don't have a belt, imagine the belt. Push out against imaginary resistance. Your body knows how to do it. And notice as you push your thighs out, you keep anchored to the mound of the big toe, mound of the outer toe. Relax your eyes, your jaw. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, turn to the outer left foot. Push down through your left hand, lift the left side of your chest up, and lift your right leg just above your left leg. Keep resistance on the belt. Lift your hips up. Sag your hips a bit down. Lift your hips up, and come down to the dog pose. Inhale, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale, turn to the outer right foot. Now you can keep your left hand on the floor to help the load, or lift your left hand, twist your chest to face the wall on the left and put tension on the belt. Or again, imagine there is a belt there and make tension on the belt. Then sag the hip to the floor and lift the hips as high as you can. Do it once more. Sag the hips and lift up, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Keep tension on the belt, forward bend. Inhale here. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift the head up, chest forward. Exhale, round forward. Hold the big toes. Bend the knees, push the thighs out. Keep the big toes pressing down, inner heel pressing down, outer feet. Align your knees to face forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, bend your elbows to the sides and back. Round your spine. Stabilize your spine, try to straighten your knees. Padangusthasana. Relax your eyes, your jaw. Take few deep breaths. Inhale 5, exhale 10. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, bend the knees, squat. Lift your spine up, head up, chest up, arms up. Exhale, straighten the knees and take your feet together. Move the imaginary belt or belt to the side. So now, what I want you to do is, when you shift the weight and you make the sequence we just had, so with the leg opening behind you and such, try, you cannot see it because you look with your eyes to one point so that you're stable. Try to feel if your knee drop in or out, and control it by engaging the muscles, your inner leg, outer leg. So your inner leg will work when you imagine that you press the foot in against the block. Your outer thigh will work when you try to get the leg pressing against the belt. And you keep the feedback from the floor of the four corners of your feet. So it doesn't matter if it does that or not. It matters if you try to engage around that or not. Okay, so again, don't be too fanatic about knee to second, third toe. Rather be fanatic about not wobbling and weakening the knee. So try to make your legs very firm and strong, and then it doesn't matter if it does that or that a bit, okay? So it doesn't have to be in the same line, but try to feel and engage your leg. We will move the arms a little bit, however it works for you, okay? So look forward. Shift the weight into the left leg. Try to sense the direction of the knee, the placement of your hips. Shift the weight to your right leg. Notice the direction of your hip, knee, and toes. Shift the weight to the left leg. Lift your right knee off the floor as high as you can. Lower the right foot. Shift the weight to the right foot. Keep the right leg firm and strong. Lift your left knee up. Lower the left knee, left foot down. Shift the weight to the left foot. Lift your right knee up. Keep the left knee in your mind, the left leg in your mind. Open your right leg out to the side. Take the right leg back to the center. Lower the right leg down to the floor. Anchor to the four corners of your right foot. Lift your left knee up. Steady the eyes. Ground your awareness and attention in the muscles around your right thigh. Engage it so that it's strong. And then slowly open the knee. Try to see if you're falling with your right knee in when you open your left knee out. Take the knee back to the center and slowly lower the foot down. Shift the weight to the four corners of your left foot. Lift your right knee up. Slowly open your right thigh out to the right. Now keep the knee high. Slowly try to rotate your right leg so that your right foot is high as your right knee. Keep the right side of your body long. Keep the action and the attention for your left leg. As you take your head more forward, move your knee more back. Now keep the attention at your standing leg and lift the right knee higher, right foot higher. Slowly turn your abdomen, ribs, and chest to face the floor. Turn your right back thigh to face up. Notice what your left leg does. Lift the right thigh as high as you can. Lift your head and chest up, and slowly knee up toward the chest, and lower the right leg down. Shift the weight to the right leg. Lift your left knee up. Keep the action, engage in, engage out, feel the outer thigh, inner thigh, right leg, standing leg, strong. Open your left knee out to the left. Turn and lift your left foot high as your left knee. That's your goal, that's your attention. And then slowly move your left leg back. Notice how your right inner leg becomes, outer leg tend to become weaker here. So keep the outer leg strong when you turn your left leg back. Lift your left knee and foot high. Then turn the abdomen, ribs, and chest to face the floor. Turn the left thigh in so the back of the left thigh line is facing up. And then keep the head up, chest up as high as you can. Lift your left thigh as high as you can. Take your left knee up and lower your left leg. Lift your heels up, inhale. Exhale, squat. Lower down to your back, not Shavasana. Not that I don't like it, it's just not yet. Lift your arms up. Lift your legs up into 90-90. Now last part before last time we do the sequence. Flatten your lower back to the floor. Breathe. As you flatten your back to the floor, keep your legs at 90-90. Soften your neck. When you inhale, expand your breath as best as you can, all direction from the center of your chest. Like front toward the ceiling, down toward the floor, down toward the belly, up toward the shoulders, right and left. Now, keeping your lower back steady on the floor. Notice how you engage to do it. Take your hands to visualize and to draw a corset of your abdomen, כמו מכוך. So hands to the width of the belly, like so. Yeah? Then take the hands on your lower belly. Keep the stability of your spine. Do not move in your belly. Touch the right big toe to the floor in front of you. Lift the right leg up. Touch the right big toe to the right of you as much as you can, to the right. And then lift up. Touch the right big toe as much as you can to the left. Keep your low back on the floor and lift up. Touch the left big toe to the floor in front of you as far as you can without moving your belly. Corset your abdomen and then lift up. Corset your belly, engage your pelvic floor and move your left big toe to touch as much as you can to the left of you. And then lift up. And corset your belly and slowly touch the left big toe to the floor on the right of you as much as you can. Lift up. Then slowly lift both of your arms, round back and round forward. Downward facing dog as an inversion for relaxation. So child pose can be an option for that goal. Take a few breaths. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look up and hop or walk to your hands. Lift your head up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, lower the arms, bend the knees a bit, open your feet wider. Now, what I want you to pay attention at this time you make the sequence is on the corset of your belly and slightly the flexion. So I'm slightly as well, I'm not only doing corset, I'm also rounding my back a bit so I have like a sense of an airbag in my belly. And I keep that stable as I move around. הידיים, the hands are simply moving, okay? So just allow them to move with joy. Weight on left foot, stability in the center, knee up. Knee out. Stability in your waist. Corset your belly, turn the right knee in, foot up. Notice the movement of your waist or your lower belly, slowly knee back. High. Face the floor, turn the right leg in. Lift the head and chest. Notice the motion in your lower belly. Stabilize, lift the knee higher. Move the knee up. Forward and down. Left leg up. Out to the side. Stabilize your waistline. Stabilize your lower spine. Open your left leg. Now the left lower spine wants to squeeze. Don't let it. Try to turn your left leg as high as you can. Foot as high as your knee. Move the knee back. Stabilize in your waist. Lift the knee higher. Lift the chest higher. Turn toward the floor. So like Virabhadrasana, 3 angles. Move the knee back. Thigh bone facing up. And the knee up. Release the foot. Now a few times. Enjoy. Shift the weight to the left leg. Right leg up. Open out to the right. Twist your leg in. Move the leg back. Stabilize your eyes. Turn down toward the floor. Lift up. Lower the arms, lower the foot. Move like water. Lift the left knee up. Move the left leg out to the side. Turn the leg in. Move the leg back. Open to the left. Open down to the floor. Take knee up. Relax your arms, relax your foot. Lift your right knee or straighten the knee. Turn out. Turn the leg in. Move the leg back. Turn the spine toward the floor. So option to do it with the upper leg straight and lift slowly up. Lower the foot down. Left leg up. Out to the left. Turn the leg in. Move the leg back. Turn the leg and spine to the floor. Slowly move forward. Lower the leg down. Last one. Left leg. Your pace. Lower the left leg down. Lift the arms. Bow forward.
Lift the head.
Bow forward.
Lift the head.
Halfway up. Hands to waist. Shoulders to back. Lift up. Now, stand with your toes in, heels out. Knees in, toes in, heels out. Slowly bow forward. Anchor down to 4 corners of your feet, of each foot. Bend the knees as much as need to so that you're not hinging on one weak vertebrae of your spine. You can bend the knees and lengthen the spine.
Few deeper breaths.
Lift halfway up. You can use 2 blocks in front of you to be higher. Turn to the right. Take your right heel to the left big toe. Take your little right toe to your inner left heel as best as you can. So your right foot facing the right, the left foot facing the left. Bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly round your back.
Stabilize your spine. Perhaps go towards straightening your knees.
Anchor to 4 corners of each foot,
Even in this shape. Relax into your breathing.
Bend the knees if they're straight. Lift your head up, move your tusik back, and turn to the opposite direction. So your right foot toes facing the right, your left foot toes facing the left. Bend the knees, try to face, so turn the knees to face toward the second, third toe. So again, it's just the effort that matters. So the muscles are activated, and then lengthen, round when your knees are still bent. Stabilize your spine in the flexion, and perhaps try to see if it works to straighten or go towards straightening the knees. Inhale, bend the knees halfway up. Exhale, turn to the center. Turn your feet out, toes out, heels in, bow forward. Take a few breaths. Slowly bend the knees, squat, sit. Take your feet together, open your knees apart. Move as far as you need to from your heels with your butt so that you can sit on the sit bones and not on your tailbone. Then either keep your hands behind you or hold the front of your ankles and do as if you're doing like on a motorcycle. Then the opposite than a motorcycle. So instead of doing the gas on the motorcycle, when you hold your legs, do the opposite way and turn your thighs out. Push your outer feet to one another. Then hold the outer feet. Push your outer feet into one another. Open your thighs out. Keep your head lifted. Soften the eyes and take a few breaths. Invite yourself into a meditative state, however you perceive it at that moment or at this moment. Notice that you can step into what you already know right away. It's only this unknown that takes time. But what you already experienced, you can invite yourself into it right away. Release the bind of your fingers, the effort of your legs. Take your legs into any comfortable seated position. Now, do as זהו נגמר. Now, brush the hair with your nails. So, scrape the scalp a little bit, and the back of it as well. The sides, over the ears. Again, no more corona, and brush the forehead and under the eyes. Then open your mouth big. Alright. And release. Now, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and make a roar like a lion. Look at the tip of your nose. So it's like this. Inhale. On your pace. And sit. Take your thumbs and index fingers together. Glue the rest of the fingers in. Straighten your elbows and place your wrists on your knees. Relax into the sit bones. Don't sit on your tail. Relax the back of your ears and lift the base of your skull up. The gesture of knowledge, that's what we do with the hands. The gesture of knowledge which comes with awareness when we are awake to what we do. So a bit of it is keeping the elbows straight, keeping the fingers together, keeping the sharpness of the action. And as you ask that, notice how it comes. When you're kind of like still thinking about it, it's disappearing really fast. When you took a decision, I'm doing that, notice that you're actually very, very strong. And take a minute in this gesture with awareness to this moment. Into yourself as we ask, who am I? With this sharp awareness, I'm turning in, I'm feeling the wind, and with that awareness, I'm simply asking, who am I, without any specific knowledge who needs to come, only awareness. Release the gesture of the hands, lie down on your back. Let's take a short rest, Shavasana. If you wish and you have more time, stay, rest. If, like me, you need to close your practice and slowly awaken yourself the way you like with a good morning stretch, or if you like to keep the sense of calmness, perhaps just roll and take your time to anyhow Roll through one side and find a seated position. And as you get to your seat, when you get there, you can take your palms together. Having a moment to remind ourselves we are separated entities, can experience and have our own journey with our own name and own body, with our own relationships, commitments, and on. And yet we are part of this one huge ball, enormous, endless, infinite galaxy. And hopefully this sense of unification and oneness is not frightening, yet bringing you sense of wonder, bliss. This enormous is you. Namaste.